Yeah, Darwinism is just a joke word. In honour of the Great Discovery Institute, let's get evolution put back into schools. Get rid of the lie, evolution. So this just arrived in my letterbox. There's a church next door. And we've got a fictitious conversation with an evolutionist. I believe we came about by evolutionary process, and when we die, it's game over. John, I can understand that. I was too big a believer in Darwinism most of my life. It was pushed hard in education as assumed fact. Oh no, that's evil. I studied its wider application through different sciences at university. So you studied paleontology, paleology, biology, geology, all of Kent Hovind's 7 evolution, whatever the hell it is, 7 PhDs. But despite these claims, I can show you that God is real. Are you curious? All right. Okay, I'm going to start off light. I'm going to start with the bone of contention. But this is a video about what it's like to actually be a young earth creationist. It's more about that than... I've watched Aron videos at least 20, 30 times each. I've watched all of Professor Dave's stuff, Discovery Institute, blah, blah, blah. Watched them over and over again. So I got to a point where I'd learnt all I could off them. So now I'm watching the PBS Aron show and learning about, how we got from that seashell thing to humans, the first animal, the Diciopolis or something like that. Anyhow, so this is about, I was a young earth creationist for 30 years, and I gave Ken Ham so much money. He would sell these in the lectures, seminars, and there'd be a table of these, and then I eventually just subscribed to creation.com. What's the original name? Creation ex nihilo. So creation out of nothing. So creationists believe we came from zero, and the truth is, because I'm never going to use the word evolutionist, that's just a con word, like saying pink elephants. The great expansion, blah 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 blah. So getting into bone of contention. I'm gonna drop all these. Well, I might I don't know, I might just go through the creation magazines for a laugh. Now, this isn't just about... It's about young earth creationism. But there's something that not many people know about Kent Hovind and Stephen L. Anderson and others such forth, is that they're part of a cult called the King James Version Onlyist movement. And that's... Okay, so how I got out of evolution was coming across Kent's bullcrap on the fictitious way of how we got the Bibles that we have today. So I started this project as a believer, and I'm ending it... I don't want to say I'm an atheist because they hate atheists. I'm just ex-young earth creationist or something. I'm one of the guys that woke up from your crap. So King James Version Only movement is a big part of this series, as well as the main stuff. The original. Did I get him to autograph it? No, I didn't. I've got my label it. Oh, what a shame. That's one I bought straight off him. The man himself. Jesus Christ himself. And also there's, the dangers of rock and roll, the satanic panic. I grew up in that. So there would probably be bits about that. But the most important thing, the most important thing is I started a university degree in ancient history and I never finished it because I was my mind was completely taken over by conspiracy theories. Imagine being a flat earther and a convex earther, and it didn't land on the mooner, and a King James Version onlyist, and a creationist, and your brain is devoted to that. And I can positively say that this year, from January to now, I've watched so many Aron, Professor Dave's videos that I understand. I went from not knowing anything about evolution to the entire lineage, and I even managed to find out where he gets all the charts from, and I found who does all those proto art. There's a word, forgotten it, sorry. Anyway, get on with it. So when I did my degree, the first thing I did was cross out the Egyptian pharaohs, because obviously Mitzrayim, so the Egyptian dynasty didn't start until Ham, Seth, I've forgotten their names, Japheth. One of them had a kid called Mizraim, and Mizraim was the first pharaoh of Egypt. Now, there's something else called comparative religion, and I have to say that I love Aron Ra's words. Like, he's not just illiterate. Oh, there's a word. He's incurious. He doesn't want to learn. But what they teach, if you were to study their version of what Hinduism is, or their version of what Islam is, it has nothing to do with reality. Their teachings on Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam is as strange as their creation theories are, or worse. So all the comparative religion research I did means zero, means nothing. So I'm starting that from scratch. So you get to Egypt, and you've got all these dates before creation. So you've got these pharaohs living before the flood. Can't have that. Look at that, 3100 BC. You can't have numbers like that. It's Mitzrayim. The flood was 2348. So you've got to cross out all these dates. You know, it's all lies. It's all lies. I'm so glad I've still got this book, because now I can go back and read it, write down the dates, do it properly. I spent hours and hours doing a lineage from Noah to all the kings and pharaohs and leaders of the Babylonian world, Mesopotamian world. Yeah, they each have different conspiracy theories. Babylonia, Mesopotamia, Sumeria, Akkad, they all have different conspiracy theories. So whatever happened in those kingdoms that they teach you about, these people, has zero to do with what really happened. Okay, so then I went to university and I studied ancient history, and what do? You cross out everything before 2348 BC. Of course, that's what you got to do. Early inhabitants, it's all about cavemen, monkey men. They're trying to say they come from monkeys. So you cross it all out. And again, I'm so glad I kept the book, because this is about the books that I have from way back then, the evil books full of cavemen and all that sort of stuff. They're all worth $200-300 now, so I've managed to keep them. Otherwise, I would be spending hundreds of dollars on my university textbooks. I've still got them all. I've got my university notes. I've got everything. So my life began with an upside down book, the Genesis Record, Dr. Henry Morris. This is the Bible of the Young Earth Creation Ministries. And because, I did that recently. I just thought it was appropriate. So this book was written in, say, 1994, or this particular edition. So I'm saying that the information that the young earth creationists use against Darwinism is stuck back in 1994. It will never progress into anything newer than 1994. Whether it's Adam and Eve, the flood, Tower of Babel, they'll still be using information from this book. 1994, 2004, 14, almost a 30-year-old book. And as we know, Kent Hovind, most of his source material comes from even older than that. So the older the better. You know, he's got textbooks from 100 years ago. The Rainbow Covenants. Why are those LGBT people trying to take over the rainbow? We can't have that. So this book is this book is just full of crap. Here we go. Here's a lie in the textbooks. Yeah. See, there's 4 Caucasian astroloids, mongoloids, and negroids. So there's only 3 sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So obviously this textbook, it's not a textbook, it's a lie. I bought this, as soon as I left creationism, I bought this. Found it in an op shop for like $1. So, yeah. Sweet. Anyway, so Shem and Ham and Japheth. Here's the truth. Here's good old Dr. Henry Morris. Sons of Ham, we've got Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, blah, blah, blah. So in this chapter, good old Dr. Henry Morris will tell you where the Greeks come from. The Ayapeti? What's that? Ayapeti. I don't know. The Aryans of India, people from Crimea, the descendants of Gobus. So we've got the Germans, we've got the Welsh, come from Japheth, and Ashkenaz, Riptaph. You got the Saxons coming from Gomer, and the Germans. So the Germans have 3 different fathers. Shem, Ham, and Japheth are all the father of the Germans. So we've got to study this stuff. It's so important. Father of the Scandinavians, the Armenians, and then son of Gomer, Riphath. According to Josephus, he's the ancestor of the Paphlagonians and the Carpathians. So if we can figure out where they are, then we've got that one done. And then Togomora is the father of the Arameans. The Germans, again, the people in Turkey, Turkestan. And so there we go.